In this video, we'll go over the receipts section in QuickBooks Online. So if you want to start entering your receipts in QuickBooks, this video will show you how. Let's get started. Now, to access the receipts section, you want to go to Accounting and then Receipts. Once you're in the receipts section, there are a couple of ways that you can upload your receipts. Obviously, there's a big button, two big buttons that say upload from this device or upload receipts. You have the option to upload from Google Drive. Once you click on that, you'll get a screen to go ahead and log into your Google. I'm not going to do that today, but that's an option that you have. You can also enter receipts by emailing them. If you go to Manage Email Settings, you can actually edit the email you want the receipt sent to. So I have the company here, but you could just replace it with something else. And then it will be what you entered plus expenses at assist.intuit.com. And then you can also block senders by entering the email address there. Let's go ahead and add a few receipts because I want to show you how this works. I'm just going to upload them. It says I can drag receipts here. And let's see if that works. Oh, it is doing it down here in the corner. So we may have a duplicate. That's okay. Let me add a couple more. And I'll wait for those receipts to process and then I'll come back and we'll review them. Okay, QuickBooks has added the 4 receipts. Now, I did do a duplicate because I thought QuickBooks did not grab my copy, but it did. So these are one of the things that you have to look out for. The receipt section, I have used it with some clients and it's effective, but it can get really complicated. So it needs a little extra attention. We have here the tabs for review and then the reviewed. So under the for review, now AI here is working because it can read the dates. It can also read who it's from, and the payment account, we'll go ahead and enter that. And we'll also enter the category. There's a button here for customize. You can customize and sort them in different ways by columns. Now, if you are going to use the receipt section, I highly recommend that you have a system to review them on a weekly basis. Don't have a lot of your employees just start emailing them to QuickBooks because it could get overwhelming, could get confusing. You'll have duplicates like this. Sometimes you won't be able to read the receipts. So it's important to review them on a constant basis if you're going to use the receipt section in QuickBooks. So the first thing that you want to do is click on the receipt. As you can see, QuickBooks breaks it down by line item. Let's actually look at the receipt. So it's going to read what was purchased. And if the receipt is good, I mean, it does a pretty good job on really reading it. Now, the downfall for this, I don't want to have it broken down like this because I will have the receipt attached. All I want is the total. So, I mean, you could keep it this way and you'll have a lot of line items. If you want to see it, you could keep it this way. But also, this will help, like, let's say for this water, maybe you could do it for like, this is for someone that purchased water. Maybe it could be under meals, which I don't have, or it could be under office expenses. It could be something else other than materials because it's actually not materials. So let's do meals expense. I'm going to add it real quick. It's expense. Okay, so we could actually break this down by the individual line item. But what I would do in this case also is, add that together. So that's actually 8. The amount is still 153.13. Total tax, I would probably, this tax is added to this plus that. So this is what I mean when it gets really complicated. If you're a bookkeeper, obviously you know that, well, you want some tax on here, but if the tax is minimal, you can calculate your tax. Let's see what the tax is on here. It is, I don't know if it is, but let's just say it's 7%. I could do, it's 57. So that, and then subtract that. Still 153.13. I'm going to save and close. Oh, I have to choose the account. This is an American Express. And the date, it's fine. It's a credit card. It got the reference number. I'm going to save and close. Okay, let's try to do the next one. Now it shows the breakdown again. Up here it says show breakdown. Let's see what happens when you unclick it. So if you untoggle that, switching this toggle will discard any changes to your line items. So I'm going to hit yes. So it puts it all together. If you know that it's just materials and nothing else, then I would untoggle that and it'll put it on one line item and then you're good to go. This is American Express. Save and close. Okay, and you keep going. Now there's duplicates here. So what I'm going to do is delete this one. And I'm going to add this one. And let's see what we have. If we say toggle again, because you can move back and forth from toggle to untoggle. Okay, metal corner, grit, sand. Okay, it looks good. It could go in one line item. I'm gonna just toggle it. Okay, put it all together, 7107, and then it's American Express. And we want to save and close. Oh, what are there? Oh, the category, it's materials. Save and close. Okay, and that's it. Now, once you've done your receipts, you go into your bank feeds. Let me refresh this. And we're able to see that since we already entered from the receipts, we should be able to see that we can now match. So in this case, here's the lows. I can now match it. We don't want to categorize it. Let's see. We don't want to categorize it because the expense is already there. So we just want to match it. So once you find the match, you are good to go. And I hope that this video has helped you. Please don't forget to subscribe for more how-tos, tips and tricks, and troubleshooting. I will see you in the next one.